Hello, my friends. This is Jim with the National Savings Foundation. Well, I've been thinking about this idea for, 10 years? Working on it for the last 3. It's about time I got here to Washington to see if I could sell it. By the way, if any of you happen to know Kellyanne Conway out there, I'd love to meet her. You know why? Because I think she's a strong woman. I think she's got great ideas, and she's got a lot of influence with the president. And if we want to get this thing done, she's a great place to start. So listen, if any of you out there happen to know Kellyanne, let her know I'm in town and would love to have the opportunity to spend some time chatting with her. Shouldn't take more than, 15, 20 minutes? Because it's pretty simple. The bottom line in this whole thing is, and I was thinking about this, over the last, 35 years, my generation, that is the baby boomers of this country, we loaned the federal government roughly $17 trillion in capital to be used to fund Social Security and Medicare. That's right, $17 trillion. If we had invested that money at 9% over the course of the last 35 years in the Dow Jones Industrial Average or in the Standard & Poor's 500, we'd have an accumulated savings of roughly, $70 trillion today? That means that almost every baby boomer in the country would have well in excess of $1 million to $1.5 million in accumulated savings. And then they wouldn't need Social Security, they wouldn't need Medicare, these people wouldn't need food stamps, and they certainly wouldn't need any housing assistance. But we didn't do that, did we? 35 years ago, we decided that it was important that we fund Social Security from the bottom of the system up instead of from the top down. Well, my friends, I know that sounds like bad news, but that's not the bad news. The really bad news is this. I sat down and I thought about it here the other day. And $1 trillion was contributed to Social Security and Medicare this last year by America's working poor and middle class. That's right, they contributed roughly 90% of those dollars. You think those expenditures for Medicare and Social Security over the next 25 years are going to go down? Not on your life. They're going up 2 to 3% every year for the next 25 years, which means our children and our grandchildren, well, they're going to give up roughly, $35 trillion in accumulated savings and wealth in order to fund me and my 80 million best friends? Listen, my friends, over the course of the next 25 years, there's a very good chance in a country that's growing at 3% that the GDP will double. It will go from 20 trillion to 40 trillion. And there's also a very good chance in that environment that the stock market, that is the Dow Jones Industrial Average and the S&P 500, well, they'll double 3 times. In other words, the Dow is going to go from 25,000 to 50,000, from 50,000 to 100,000, and from 100,000 to 200,000 over the course of the next 24 years. The problem is, if we rob the working poor and middle class of this country of $35 trillion in savings in order to take care of us, those folks 25 years from now, even though the market is trading at 200,000, will be just as poor then as they are today. But if we don't do that, if we give them the choice, if we give them the opportunity to save and invest that $35 trillion over the course of the next 25 years, we're going to change everything. Because that $35 trillion will likely become worth roughly $140 or $150 trillion in accumulated wealth. This is Jim for the National Savings Foundation with a message for anyone who's out there today under the age of 25. The only question I have for you is, if we're going to take $35 trillion from you and your 120 million best friends, my only question is this: why are we doing it? Because we could certainly make the country a whole lot better off by letting you save and invest those funds. This is Jim for the National Savings Foundation. Kellyanne, I'm looking to spend some time with you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.